Today's Ask Me Anything goes out to Tama Yeager Gibson, who says, I have a question. I am not opposed to a prong collar, but I am curious. What is the difference between teaching the pressure release from a prong collar and a pressure release from a flat collar? Sincere question, no judgment or anything, seriously want to know, and I respect you for asking a question, and I respect you for wanting to know, and I will give you that answer. When you use, for example, what you're saying here, a flat collar, I just talked about this in another Ask Me Anything, when you put pressure on a flat collar, there's this much material by this much material that's pushing on the front of the dog's neck. And generally speaking, a dog will become frustrated by that pressure and they will push against it in trying to get away from it. It's their fight or flight drive. It's how they get away from things. They try to push through it. They don't understand by easing up on that pressure that they will relieve the pressure, because they weren't taught that. That's why we teach pressure release, right? So when we teach the pressure release on a prong collar, there's a greater amount of force distributed over a smaller amount of space. So the prong simply has this at the tip. So instead of this whole, this much material pushing on the dog's neck, it's a little prong that's pushing on the dog's neck. Now, if I'm pushing against this, it's a blunt, hard force on my neck. This is a sharp, pointy force. Generally, any creature that has feeling in a part of the body, like a snail wouldn't, because a snail's shell doesn't have feeling, I don't think. I'm not a snail. But a dog's neck has feeling. So by putting pressure and distributing it among all these separate prongs, it gives the dog a more likely chance to avoid that pressure, which is what we're trying to get them to do. We're trying to get them to walk on a loose leash in a humane fashion by using something like a prong collar, which teaches them faster to avoid that pressure. The pressure release turns on and off faster. It's a sharper type correction more than as opposed to a blunt type correction. So the dogs generally respond to it much faster and much easier. That being said, not all dogs are candidates for prong collars. Not all dogs are candidates for e-collars or flat collars. That's why there's 31 flavors of Baskin-Robbins. That's why there's different dog training tools, and that is why we need to keep all dog training tools available for us without illegalizing any of them. As long as they're used humanely, they're all effective, and they can all be effective on different dogs. So that's my question, Tama. I'm glad you asked it. I respect you for asking the question, and I hope you respect the answer, and I hope you benefited from the knowledge you got. Got a question? Ask me anything.